Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. And let's talk about G Herbo, man. So G Herbo has been going through the ringer, man. This is crazy, man. And this court case is bringing out a lot of secrets that G Herbo had, or a lot of situations that he probably didn't want brought to light. Now, G Herbo, as everybody knows, got indicted, man, on a federal fraud case. He turned himself in. And man, his lawyers have been working overtime to make sure that, he stays out of jail. Even though there's a lot of evidence mounted up against him, man. There's a lot of different defendants in this case with him, and each of them have their own charges. And one of them, man, seems like they're the main target, but it's like G Herbo is getting dragged into this thing because just like Casanova, he's guilty of associating with these cats and being in the same situation. And allegedly, man, jumping on a plane that was bought with stolen identity and with using a stolen identity and using credit cards based on that, So it's a crazy situation, a lot of twists and turns, but there's two new developments. Now, before we get into the specifics of that, man, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. All right, now that we got that out of the way, man, okay, G Herbo, let's talk about it, man. All right, so G Herbo was in court today, man. His folks is in court, man. They're trying to fight this thing the best that they can. Now, to catch you guys up to speed, this is a fraud case. It's a federal fraud case, and there's going to be a lot of moving parts here. There's going to be a lot of witnesses, and there's going to be a lot of people brought to the stand to talk about this case and all the specifics to see if any of G Herbo's interactions with his team or with the use of the alleged stolen identity and, credit or whatever that was being used to purchase items was in any way G Herbo's responsibility or his fault. Like, did he even know? Was there any situation where he could have known or he helped, aid and abet this taking place? And this is all alleged, and they're wondering, man, did he have any role to play? A lot of people thought he was just going to immediately turn in a guilty plea and just see what kind of cut time or whatever he can get. But his lawyers must be feeling froggy because today he entered in a not guilty plea. So he's basically saying that he's willing to go to court to prove his innocence and that he did not do this. You know what I'm saying? He is willing to tell his story because he has nothing to hide. Now, there's a lot of other moving parts to this as well. So G Herbo has a fiance who is, I want to say her name is Taina or however you pronounce it. She's fabulous as a stepdaughter. And they've been together for a while. I mean, that is not new news to anybody. They've been booed up and on each other's pages so much you could barely tell their pages apart. But man, they dropped a bombshell. They said that, hey man, Shorty is pregnant. And when I say Shorty, I'm talking about his girlfriend, man. They said she's 4 months pregnant. Now, that's according to the reports. I can't confirm that. Nobody can confirm that because we're not doctors. But that's allegedly what's being put out there in the court. I don't know what the pertinence of that is and why that's being shared with the court, but that is definitely one of the big bombshells that came out of this trial so far. Now, the next thing that came out was that there are a lot of star witnesses in this case for the prosecution, and some of them might be familiar to G Herbo. Now, a lot of these documents about these witnesses are sealed, and a lot of people are alleging right now, but a lot of things are adding up and pointing to none other than G Herbo's baby mama, Ariana Fletcher. Now, some of you might be saying, why does that name sound familiar? Who is that? Ariana Fletcher is the ex-girlfriend of Gervonta Davis, and she is currently dating none other than Moneybagg Yo's. Yeah, Bag, man. She's dating Bag right now. And they're in a situation where she's always on his social media page. You could barely tell their profiles apart because Ariana Fletcher, she is straight up in the industry. She be really out there, man. And she be getting to the bag. I did a story about how Moneybagg Yo bought her a brand new Lamborghini truck for her birthday and everything, man. And just really been showing her just dues. I mean, I can't say her just dues, but really been promoting her and putting her up on a pedestal. Dude has been doing a lot for Ariana Fletcher. I mean, doing the most. But with that being said, Ariana Fletcher and G Herbo have not had the best of relationships. See, they've got a 2-year-old son, I believe, and man, G Herbo and her have been seen publicly and in different video clips online. You can search them all over the web, man. They're all over the web of them getting into arguments and different things allegedly. And man, just all bad. It's never been a good situation. Even when he started dating this girl, Taina or whatever her name is, Taina. I think it's pronounced Taina. I know y'all gonna eat me up for that. But man, it was all bad blood. She put out a lengthy Instagram post where she was talking crazy about G Herbo, alleging some really crazy stuff about his health and things like that. I mean, look that up. I mean, if you like the juice and the gossip, that's for you. Or what do the ladies call it? They call it the tea. That's for you, man. That was wild. And she never really let up. I mean, there was one other time where his girlfriend had a picture with his son, like, yo, and she was like, went to social media, and Ariana was like, no, I don't want her touching my son and all this stuff. Real petty, immature stuff. I'm talking about the lowest level of maturity in a co-parenting situation. You know what I mean? But man, their co-parenting situation is just not ideal. And now everyone's alleging and reporting that she is one of the star witnesses for the prosecution because one of the individuals has the initials AF, and they allegedly share a child with Wright. Now, come on, man. I can't point it out any bigger than that. Now, this is all alleged, but man, that sounds like it's Ariana Fletcher to me. And it sounds like it's Ariana Fletcher to a lot of the other news publications. Because, man, that's probably the person who was closest to him during this time period that they were looking at in the case. Because think about it. Him and Fabulous's stepdaughter, Taina or whatever, they just recently started dating. You know, this might be a year old of them dating, but that's not a long time. The time that they're looking for in the case is years prior, man. They're looking at stuff prior to build up to this $1.5 million allegedly that was defrauded. Now, G Herbo is at the lowest level of this case, but this still isn't going to stop the prosecution from using every asset that they have to make sure that they build the picture that he participated in this alleged crime. So it's looking bad. But how bad a situation is that? Where your baby mom might have to take the stand against you to put you in jail in the prime of your career, man. This is crazy, man. You can't make this up. And I had to jump on it, man, because who would think, man, G Herbo, man, for all his success, all his praise in the Chicago drill movement and in hip hop now as more of a mainstream artist now, you would think that, man, taking care of home wouldn't be the hard part. But, man, that is the downfall of many. And, man, it'll continue being the downfall of many. What do you guys think, man? Do you guys think that Ariana Fletcher is really going to be a star witness for the prosecution against G Herbo allegedly? Or is this all made up and maybe the newspaper and news reports have gotten this wrong? And also, man, what do you guys think about G Herbo having another seed on the way possibly, man? It seems like G Herbo trying to keep the population of the earth up, man. And I feel him on that. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong. If you got the money and you love the girl, it's all good, man. Now, with that, this been your boy, Big Man. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.